Today's episode is generously sponsored by Squarespace. Welcome friends, welcome back to Sunday Morning and the Old Cookbook Show. Today we're going to do something out of the 1915 edition of Five Roses Cookbook. And we're going to do something today called Railway Cake. Now, if you haven't watched these videos before, what I do is I choose a recipe out of these books and then make it only according to what the recipe instructions are. I often have no idea what the cake is or what the recipe is or what the end product should taste like or be like, and I don't do any modern day research. I only follow the instructions that are in the book or with whatever knowledge I already have. And it often ends up in a little bit of disaster, like it might today. So, railway cake, never heard of it before. I'm very interested to find out what this tastes like because it's got some strange flavor additions. But the first problem is the cake says 6 ounces of butter and lard. And I couldn't figure out if that was 6 ounces each or 6 ounces total. So I've gone with 6 ounces each. And we'll see what happens. So I'm going to put that into the stand mixer and we're going to start creaming it. Okay, now that those are softened and creamed together, I'm going to add the sugar and continue creaming. Okay. Looks like it's all creamed together, so I put in the eggs one at a time and beat them in completely before the next one goes in. While the eggs are beating in, I'm just going to mix together the dry ingredients, which is baking soda and cream of tartar. Just mix that into the flour, and you don't have to mix it in really well, just sort of get it mixed into the top layer. Okay, looking good. So I'm going to alternate between mixing in the dry and the milk. Spoon in a little dry, dribble in a little milk, go back and forth. 3-4 additions should do it. Now the last 2 additions are caraway seeds, which I'm kind of not too sure about, and candied peel. So I really didn't know what to expect with this cake batter because the caraway seeds threw me, and I was expecting something that might have been a little thicker and breadier, like a I don't know what I was expecting. So I'm not sure what this cake wants to be. Is it savory or is it sweet? We're going to find out. So I've got a 9x9. May not be the right pan because you don't get directions. It does tell me to put it in a quick oven for an hour. So 9x9 pan with a parchment sling. I'll just move this out to the edges and get it into the oven and see what happens. This episode of Glenn and Friends was made possible with the generous support of Squarespace. Squarespace gives you a powerful and beautiful online platform to create your own website, blog, or online store. You can choose from tons of award-winning templates. Our own website is built on Squarespace. Maybe you've seen it. And if you don't have a domain, don't worry. You can buy one directly from Squarespace and get started right away. So go to squarespace.com/Glenn and Friends Cooking for a free trial and 10% off your first purchase. Thanks, Squarespace.
I cannot cut for the straight line.
Okay.
This is not. Hi, Glenn. Hi, friends.
So this is a railway cake. I have done no research to find out why it's a railway cake. It's quite interesting. So it has fruit in it.
Yes, I figured that out. And seeds?
Candied peel and caraway seeds. I don't know about the caraway seeds.
I don't know. You'll be surprised. Caraway is actually a lovely. Mind you, if you don't like caraway seeds, this is definitely not for you. I remember when I was a little kid, my mom loved this cheese that had caraway seeds in it. And as a little kid, I hated the flavor of caraway.
Well, I associate caraway with savory, but it actually works in this, doesn't it?
This would be really good with.
Yeah.
It's always good with other things, right? A little honey.
That's interesting because I never would have put caraway in a sweet cake. and expected it to work. So, no clue why it's called a railway cake. I know that there's an Irish cake called a railway cake, but it's more of a soda bread than a cake.
Okay.
So this is not from the same, this is not,
Just a random name.
yeah. And another thing that I think is really cool is this is the 1915 edition of this book. So this is at the beginning of the First World War. Canada is firmly part of the British Empire at this point.
Yes.
I'd say 2/3 of these recipes are by weight rather than by volume.
Interesting.
But when you get to the post-World War I version of this cookbook, they are all by volume. We've done a complete shift.
Oh, you know what? The world always changes. Everything is going to. I suspect everything's going to change back to being weight.
I hope that everything changes back to weight, because I actually found it making this by weight to be so much easier than using volume.
There you go.
So a railway cake,
Something a little unusual, perhaps.
unusual,
but tasty.
and yeah, I don't know about an icing, maybe a glaze on this, but I don't know that it needs it, because this really is this is an afternoon tea cake.
We
This
say
is-
that a lot, but yeah, this one truly is.
This is not a fancy cake. This is something that you just sort of roll out when your aunt comes over.
On the railway?
On the railway. There you go. Thanks for stopping by. See you again soon.